Hello, hello, welcome back. It's been a minute, and that's okay. I wanted to pop on ahead of the new moon in Taurus this weekend and see if we could get a little bit of insight on ways that we can work with that energy. So, if we think about Taurus, right? Taurus is the natural ruler of the second house, ruled by Venus, Venusian energy. Um, Themes that might come up for you depending on where it might sit in your birth chart could be self-worth, material security, safety, abundance, things like that. So take what resonates as always, leave behind anything that doesn't quite fit, and pull some cards here and see what we got. All right, so the first thing I want to explore is how can you embody peace and tranquility at this time, right? How can we get really grounded? Everything's kind of crazy right now. So how can you get grounded? Yeah. So we got the Page of Cups. So, I mean, this talks about being creative. This talks about exploring, right? He's this little gnome. This little fairy fella is staring at his cup with the fish jumping out. And is the fish jumping out or is the fish jumping in? And, you know, it's just, we spend so much time focusing on the mundane, what we have to do, rushing from every moment to the next, right? So, fostering and embodying peace and tranquility in your life is asking you to tap into childlike wonder, right? Stress, anxiety, a lot of that is learned through our environment. So, simplifying things, taking time to ask, to be curious again, right? These might be opportunities for you to build in and foster some curiosity. Financial security and material gains. So with the Taurus energy, right? If you had everything you needed, right? What does that, how is that defined for you? You know, what is security? How do you define security? And if you find that you are secure, would you be more open to being more playful and more curious? And I think, you know, a lot of folks, a lot of times, we can find ourselves stuck in the rat race. We've talked about that a little bit here in some of the readings that we've done. You know, we find ourselves stuck in this rat race and we're always chasing the next thing and we're never really taking pause to have fun and to celebrate, you know, anything. It could be fun. It could be simple. It could be like going outside because the sun's finally shining and like just standing there and letting it like crawl across your face, right? Like, so if you trusted in the idea that there is enough to go around, that you are secure, you have everything you need, right? Could you be more curious, more playful? Could you embody that Page of Cups energy? New life. What if you went so radical that you wanted to make this energy your new energy? What if that is all that you would accept going forward? So, you know, maybe you're expecting some big shifts in this new moon energy. Maybe you're expecting a new life to bring forward this abundance and open the door for you to be curious again, right? If that is what you're manifesting right now, then trust that it's coming your way. And trust that, you know, that can be the energy that you embody going forward. So when we think about Taurus energy, right, it's 3D, it's what we see. It's nature, it's earth element. So it's spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's finally sunny in New England. And so let's talk a little bit about what you could learn from nature in the energy of this new moon. Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles feels always to me like Taurus energy. It's secure, it's stable, it's sound, it's a good foundation. Right? We have the depiction here of the bird. That could be an opportunity to pay attention to birds. You might be receiving messages from birds. So go outside and listen to the birds, right? They may have messages for you. There may be synchronicities that occur, right, through nature. Examine existing beliefs. If you get outside and you go for a walk without an audiobook, without music, without a podcast or a tarot video, where does your mind go? What do you actually, what do you think about? There's information in that for you. And it can lead you to trusting beyond what we see. We're all connected. We're connected to nature. You might argue that we've not been great stewards. And I think, this new moon that we have coming up is a good opportunity to reconnect, to see the foundation it offers us, to see how it keeps us safe and secure, and to examine, right, our belief systems on its value and how we treat it and how we value it. So spend some time with that. Try and, if time permits, right, carve out some time for you this weekend. Connect with nature, hug a tree. I know it sounds silly, but do it if you can, if you want to, if you feel drawn to, or go for a walk, or take your shoes off and connect and be barefoot and really ground out. And I think, with that, it kind of dovetails into this next idea or topic, like, how can we simplify our lives, right? We've been conditioned to want more, we consume more, we use social media platforms that make micro stories, and so that we can get more content and we can interact and engage more. If we were to strip all that away, how could we be more present, and how could we enjoy life's pleasures a little bit more? King of Pentacles, right? We have everything that we need. Trusting that life is abundant and will provide for us and give us everything that we need. And really defining, like, what is it that you need? And here, right, he's in nature at the base of a tree. We talked about. He's secure, stable. He's got good food, right? He's got drink, fruits, vegetables, connecting, right? What do you, like, truly, like, if we think about needs, right? You need cover, shelter, nourishment, security. Strip it back down. A loyal friend. We need human connection. Human connection. Being able to connect is something that a lot of people feel like they're missing right now. and maybe they don't appreciate the connections they have. Is that true for you? Do we take those for granted? And having good boundaries, right? You got to protect that peace, because there's always going to be some type of influence that wants to come in and suggest that you need to be doing something different, better, right? You need to be more, you have to stay in the race. That's the lie. That's the lie. But, this is an opportunity for you to identify, like, hey, what are those most simple pleasures? It could be going out to lunch with a friend. It could be that simple, right? And it could be having good boundaries to say, hey, I've been working all week. I haven't taken lunch all week. I am happy to step out, right? And there's nothing wrong with that action. Instead of falling into the lie, like, oh, I can't step away because if I do, then somebody will see or somebody will message me and I won't be available. And you just get yourself into like this looming wheel of doom, and you have to be tied to things so that you're always available and you're always on, right? Find those patterns in yourself if they exist. Understand why and how you've arrived at those conclusions, and that's important to you. Are there people pleasing tendencies that you need to fulfill? Address them and then release them, and allow yourself to build boundaries that are healthy for you so that you can, right, build these new empowering habits that allow you to lead, to have victory in this new life, right? Balanced, priorities in check, a real clear depiction and understanding of what matters and what you value and why you value it. And, is it materialistic? Is it not? Right? You can have nice things. I'm not saying anything about that. It's just like, what's the root cause? Like, what's the source of the desire, I guess, is maybe the question. Reciprocity. Give help, receive help, right? What empowering habits, right, can you use right now in this energy? If this new life of yours, right, that's very grounded, you have strong beliefs, you have trust in the divine and the unseen, if all of this is coming your way, if this is what you're manifesting, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and that's going to yield some success, what are you going to do with it? Right? And I think that maybe part of the caution of the Four of Pentacles is like, do you have a tendency to hold on too tightly to things? Have you healed, I don't know, themes around security, self-worth, scarcity mindset, right? Because I feel like with great success comes great responsibility. And you might find that, right, where your energy goes or where your focus goes, energy flows. So if you are being, right, if you're taking center stage in your own life and owning that energy, and you're becoming, you're focusing on relationships and situations that offer you reciprocity, it's reasonable to expect that that same goodwill will come back to you, right? Good karma. So if you've been clearing karma during this time and you're breaking out of that cycle, right? What do you want to do going forward? If you were in a particularly challenging karmic cycle and you had a lot of hard lessons to learn, you had a lot of karmic debt to pay for maybe your lineage or what came before you, and you are the pattern breaker. How do you want, will you truly break the cycle, right? You've cleared the karma for the line, but as now you step forward, there's a myriad of new choices heading your way. Will you be able to, as you step forward and take the lead in this new life, prioritize reciprocity as part of your victory? You will. And you'll find that it's very empowering. Right now, right? I feel like a lot of people are feeling very tired right now. And I think as part of this new moon energy, planting these seeds for the future that you want to live in, the things that you want to prioritize, the way in which you want to interact with your communities and the people around you, it's important that you take time to rest and heal, connect with nature, really engage in the simple pleasures in life, right? I don't know where we've gone wrong in history, that everything has to be more and bigger and more performative. It's like, dude, invite your friend over. It's okay if your house is a dumpster fire. Nobody cares. You live there and you're tired. And it's more important to connect with the people that you care about than, ensure that your floor is spotless and it doesn't look like, your kids live there. Because that's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't know what type of culture we've created where like we've deviated away from that. All right. An epiphany. The cycles repeat until the lesson is learned. Yeah. This new moon is going to, even though it's dark, help you see if you're connected, right? If you're in this Four of Swords energy, if you're in, right, this restful slumber, it may come through in dream state. An epiphany about just how you can grow your connection to spirit, how you can grow your connection to your intuition, maybe some aha moment, right, about that karmic path, or how you've not, the patterns you've had where you've not set strong boundaries and how that's led you astray. Right now, it's important to focus on, those synchronicities. Interesting. We have we have power, which is also Pluto. Pluto just went retrograde, right? And so that is reflection. That's anytime we hit a retrograde, that is going to present an opportunity for reflection. Pluto is, right, all about transformation, recently transited into Aquarius. Aquarius is about the greater good, right? And so, like, what is your role? What team are you on? Are you on the team of, right, old school power or new school power, right? Like, how is it going to go down? Are you a big believer in, hey, I want my power and I want to hold others down, right? That's a cool dynamic for me. Me above all else? Or are you like, hey, if I rise, we all rise. A win for me is a win for all, right? With more of this Six of Wands and reciprocity vibe. So, like, really reflect on that and see people in your circles, right? Aquarius, natural ruler of the 11th house, connections, circles, things like that, extended networks. Try to see who you're connecting with and how they're showing up, and if they're doing the work, and if they're sort of in this place of awakening too. Because I think a lot of people are. Everybody's got this anxiety because we're all being forced to kind of like, hey, lights on, guys. We got to figure this shit out because the house is on fire, literally. All right. So a lot of this reading is about, right, staying grounded, connecting with yourself, going within. Just want to pull a last set of cards here about, identifying what your highest intention is, let's say, for your personal contentment. because I think we've definitely surrounded ourselves with so much noise. Okay, we had a bunch of stuff flip over. I guess I'll take them. Tell a little bit of a story. So, highest intention for your own contentment, right? You like to build. You want to build. Seven of Wands is about boundaries. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy. Jupiter's in Cancer right now, so that might be significant in your chart. It's also fated, destined timing. And time is now, for sure. To release, right? To go within and to release. Release yourself from self-restriction. Like new life. I think what so many people are finding right now about themselves and about society at large is that it's been an unwinnable game to a lot of people. You've been tracked through schooling and education and systems and circles and conditioning, social conditioning, to run a race where there's no finish line and you are always left feeling sad and hollow and unfulfilled. And I think we're all being asked to really go within and figure out what is the real treasure. And the real treasure is protecting your energy, your space, your own peace, right? It's time to focus on our own personal growth, spiritual, individual growth for your own highest intention and contentment, right? That's it. We're here to learn. We're here to learn these lessons and reconnect with nature and take care of it. And to connect with our people and our tribes. So it's time to find that. And this is a great energy to think about what can you do differently starting now. So that's for you. Happy new moon in Taurus.